Something we have all heard at least once in the past few years is the idea that billionaires could end world hunger if they all came together and gave a small fraction of their wealth to the cause of ending world hunger, or at least to uplifting those who are hungry. I believe there is much validity to this statement. They do make a lot of money, and given the statistics that we've seen on world hunger, it sounds possible. Many people believe that the number is around $6 to $10 billion to end world hunger, and that's a per year figure. However, the United Nations World Food Program came out in 2022 with a statement explaining that the actual figure was around $40 billion per year to feed all the world's hungry people and to end global hunger by 2030. Even with the higher figure, billionaires are still very capable of meeting that number, given the massive net worth of the world's richest individuals. According to Forbes' 2023 list of the top 10 richest people, these individuals, including Elon Musk, Bernard Arnault, and others, have a combined net worth of $1.4 trillion as of the 1st of December 2023. The only problem with putting the responsibility to end world hunger on billionaires is that the billionaires themselves have not volunteered to do this, neither have they indicated that they intend to, which of course is in their own free will to decide. It is a capitalist society after all, and not a communist one. Their money belongs to them and is theirs to do with as they please. However, so also your money belongs to you and is yours to do with as you please. And my money belongs to me and is mine to do with as I please. In fact, I will put it to you that everyone's money belongs to them and is theirs to do with as they please. Now you might be wondering, well, of course, that's pretty obvious. What are you getting at? Let me ask you this. What was the last thing you purchased with your money? Was it something you really truly needed? And if it was, think about the thing you purchased before that. And the follow-up question to that is, even if it wasn't something you needed, which is totally all right, was it something you would actually use? Something that makes enough of a tangible difference in your day-to-day to justify the purchase? Or was it one of those Amazon kitchen finds that helps you, I don't know, make a hole in bread? Something you could already do with a fork, a knife, or a spoon? So essentially, your money has been spent on enriching one of the said billionaires who refuses to use their money to end world hunger by buying more and more of their products or services. In this case, Amazon, because you've ordered this product off of Amazon. Again, nothing is wrong with this. However, if one cares about the plight of world hunger and those who are in dire need of help, we might need to forget what we cannot control, that is the actions of the 1%, and turn the light on what is in our control, our own spending habits. This brings us to today's essay on the economy of overconsumption, why it continues, who benefits, and who pays the price. What is consumerism? Let's put it practically. Maybe you have a close friend with a collection of fragrances that could keep anyone smelling good longer than the average lifespan, or one that buys new stationery every week but will likely never use any of it, or the one that lives in an overly techie home with gadgets that are not quite useful. That's the basic idea behind consumerism. Buying, and more buying, regardless of the necessity or need to do so. Simply put, consumerism is the idea that encourages people to buy and consume goods and services in large quantities beyond the amount needed for survival. Some argue that material possession and acquisition is the best way to achieve happiness and success. Others say consumerist culture exists to drive a country's development. In this regard, both can be true. Before the Industrial Revolution, people led essential lives. The everyday routine of working a job and having a roof over your head was more than enough. Then came the Industrial Revolution. Material production exceeded consumers' needs at its peak. This rise in production, coupled with the explosion in advertisements and online influencers, birthed consumerist culture as we know it today. But with an increase in consumerism came throwaway culture. This was the idea that certain materials have expired or are no longer fit for use or are simply out of date, only to be replaced by buying a new and or improved version. For example, you own an iPhone 14, but there's this urge to get the upgraded version, which is the iPhone 15. This breeds, as I said, throwaway culture, out with the old and in with the new, whether or not there is any material gain. In a throwaway culture, products are often designed to have a limited lifespan or are quickly deemed outdated, encouraging people to discard and replace them regularly. This cycle contributes to the generation of a significant amount of waste. Products, especially in areas like fast fashion and electronics, are frequently disposed of, which directly links to environmental issues. Consumer goods manufacturing and disposal processes can result in pollution, resource depletion, and overflowing landfills. Even the stuff we try to recycle is often thrown away or burned. Individual consumers buying things make up 60% of the world's money. money. And in the US, they spend a massive 16 trillion US dollars yearly, according to the World Economic Forum. The key question is, who even benefits from this? Surely the consumer is the first beneficiary. The instant gratification of buying a new top or dress or phone can be emotionally and mentally rewarding. But then, when it comes to overconsumerism, the overall benefit tends to sit exactly where you would expect, with the overall profiteer. A person wants to support a musician or actor that they love, so they buy their new makeup, even though they already have the exact same shade from multiple other brands. There's this new gadget on your favorite influencer's Amazon finds list, and it's only a couple of bucks. So why not purchase it? These aren't inherently wrong things to do as long as we're thinking enough about our spending. The billionaire CEO of the bigwig corporation that makes the gadget you just purchased and the billionaire pop star who has put their name on a makeup brand are already extremely rich. Yes, they need our support and patronage every now and then, as we need or want their products every now and then. But a wise saying goes, everything must be done in moderation. If spending goes on like this, where people continue to fall into the trap of buy, then these people who we are mad at for refusing to spend their money on causes we care about continue to grow richer and richer, as we continue to spend on things that we eventually turn into waste. It is easy to sit here and point fingers at the 1% for not doing their part with their money, but we are much more likely the same, maybe on a smaller scale. What are we doing or not doing with our own money? Even if the average person decides not to spend their money on charity or donating to World War Hunger, is it then justified to spend it mindlessly on things we've been influenced to buy only to continue to enrich the super rich? That is who benefits from consumerism, the profiteer. The basic laws of demand and supply will tell you that supply exists to meet demand. But in a society where the amount of wealth one can amass is unlimited and those who hold the means to produce are greedy, the natural evolution was that they would begin to manipulate demand to be able to supply as much as they need to line their pockets. And no greater tool has contributed to this and to the manipulation of demand than social media, influencers, and celebrity culture. With large companies, brands, and celebrities spending hundreds of millions of dollars on advertising and influencer marketing every year, simply to tell you and make you believe that you want more. But do you really? This brings us to the question of who pays the price. The disenfranchised people in communities far away from Western civilization whose backyards have become landfills for our waste. Or could it be the people who cannot afford to feed themselves, sometimes simply because of generational poverty and modern-day slavery disguised as businesses cutting costs by paying them low salaries, for whom there is limited help because the world's money is being spent on things we don't need? So, will it continue, or is there some change in sight? At the current rate, saying that consumerism will continue for a long time is not far-fetched. Ongoing technological advancements and innovation lead to developing new and enticing consumer products, driving consumer culture forward. The rise of e-commerce also increases consumerism, offering convenience and access to a vast array of goods at the click of a button. You can order as many as 100 items from the comfort of your home in just a few minutes. Furthermore, as globalization strengthens interconnectivity, individuals are exposed to diverse cultural influences and myriads of products fueling the desire for more. Marketing strategies evolve every day to capture attention and stimulate demand. Social media platforms in particular play a huge role by creating trends that suck you in. Consumerism thrives in a society that values convenience, instant gratification, and a fast-paced lifestyle. The demand for time-saving products, disposable goods, and on-demand services is on the rise, perpetuating a culture centered around, you guessed it, consuming more. While the growth of consumerism seems inevitable, there are also questions of sustainability, environmental impact, and the consequences of unchecked consumption. Achieving a balance between the economic benefits of stimulation and innovation and practicing responsible, mindful consumption becomes essential. It is okay to buy stuff we don't need, but will use. It is not okay to waste. And maybe even better than looking to billionaires to solve the problems like world hunger, we could spare 5 cents or $1 to donate to such causes regularly. If we spend more time thinking about the way we spend, then we would be halfway to beating overconsumerism. So when the title of the video says that you should solve world hunger, it's both literal and not literal at the same time. If you don't like what a company does with its money, then don't give it any more than is necessary. Every $1 we spend on their goods and services contributes to a billionaire's wealth, and a little pay cut from the consumer would hardly harm them. Whereas the money could be put somewhere else, maybe donating to feed hungry people, or not. That is your choice. But we must be responsible for the way that we spend, something I'm not great at either. either, but something that I'm trying to do so as I become more aware of the issue of overconsumerism. That's it for today's essay. Leave an essay of your own in the comments if you'd like, and don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking essays. Thank you for joining me, and if you found this video informative, please show your support by giving it a thumbs up, and until next time.